So once again, we are clear that why theories of failures are required. I started the recording now. I'm going to share screen. Let me know that whether you are able to see screen. Can you see screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So last time what we have seen that from theories of failure, first theory of failure, that theory was stating that the maximum principal stress induced in any component should not go beyond the yield stress of that material which we have got from simple tensile test. Am I right? That theory was explaining the statement. From that, what we have calculated is that in case of tensile, when the first principal stress is applied, we can apply that one principal stress up to the yield stress. Here you can see, we can apply it up to yield stress, right? Second, when we are applying only sigma 2, you can apply it up to its yield stress in tensile, that is in positive side. You can apply compressive stress while you are applying only sigma 2 up to minus sigma y. That is nothing but yield stress, compressive yield stress. In this case, we have considered that yield stress in tensile and in compressive are equal, though practically there is little bit difference. Okay, tensile is always less than compressive for normal materials. Getting? Which we are using in actual practice. Now, while you are applying tensile load compressive load only in sigma 1 direction, you can apply it up to its yield stress. Okay. From this, we have got this square, and is saying that any material, if loading condition is put in this square, it will be coming as a shape. So if suppose this is the point in which we have applied sigma 1 as a minus 90 megapascal. Okay. And here we apply suppose 100 megapascal. Plus here we applied sigma 1 also and sigma 2 also. Okay. So in this case, can we say according to this theory, and suppose our yield sigma y in tensile and compressive is 120. What this theory says, sigma y value, okay, here is 120. Here is also 120. Here it is also 120. These points are at 120 megapascal. Now in this case, our point is lying inside this square. So can we say that this sigma y as it is 120 megapascal and applied any principal stress is 100 in sigma 2 direction and compressive load of 90 megapascal in sigma 1 direction. So in this case, according to this theory, our component is safe. But whether it is safe or not, that we have to check. I think we have taken this example and we have seen that whether it is safe or not. See here, we have taken this example. Okay. Let me clear what I have written here. So from tensile test, what we have got is that the yield stress of the component or the material which we have used is 120 megapascal. Whereas from this yield stress, practical value of shear stress as we are calculating is normally tau maximum, if we know the yield stress, is equal to, this is a practical value. Okay, practical, you may ask that, sir, how you can say this value as a of sigma y. It is a 0.57 of sigma y. Shear stress induced in any component, if you are knowing the yield stress, is normally 0.75 of that yield stress. This result which we have got practically. Now you may ask that, sir, how it is possible that one can say it is 0.25 or 0.57 only. So see, here lot of experiments has conducted. Why we also can conduct it, and we can check that yield stress of any material by UTM and shear stress also by means of suitable instrumentation, even with the UTM also. And we will come to the conclusion it will lie near about this 0.7. It will not go beyond the 0.7, but it will lie near about 57, below this 0.57. Okay, so that is what the practical result which we have got throughout so many experimentations. Are you getting me? I'll repeat it. की जे आतापर्यंतचे मटेरियल इन्व्हेंट झालेले आहेत त्या मटेरियल साठी ही जर आपल्याला सिग्मा वाय माहित असेल तर त्याचा शियर स्ट्रेस, मॅक्झिमम शियर स्ट्रेस हा त्याच्या 0.57 ऑफ यील्ड स्ट्रेस एवढा असतो. नॉर्मली आपण डिझाइन करताना घेतो हाफ ऑफ द यील्ड स्ट्रेस. आता 0.57 चा म्हणजे जवळजवळ हाफ आहे, 0.5 आपण म्हणू शकतो. 7 पुढचं वरचं एक्स्ट्रा येते फक्त. ओके, 0.57 0.07 चा फरक पडतोय, पण आपण सेफ साईडला घेण्यासाठी म्हणून हाफ घेतो, म्हणजे 0.5 घेतो. ओके, सो धिस व्हॅल्यू ही कुठून आलेली व्हॅल्यू आहे? धिस व्हॅल्यू हॅज केम फ्रॉम द प्रॅक्टिकल एक्सपिरियन्सेस. म्हणजे भरपूर ज्या इंजिनियरनी आणि सायंटिस्टनी ह्याच्यावर प्रॅक्टिकल केलेले आहेत, त्याच्यातून एक युनिव्हर्सली कन्क्लुजन आलंय आपल्याला की शियर स्ट्रेस हा यील्ड स्ट्रेसच्या 0.57 एवढा असतो. ओके, ठीक. नाउ विल टेक एक्झाम्पल दॅट दिस शियर material which we are going to use is 120 megapascal. Is shear stress from this formula we can calculate. We have taken actually 0.5 tau max. Shear stress is equal to 60 megapascal. Now this is a loading condition that 100 megapascal is used in sigma 1 direction tensile and 90 megapascal is used in sigma 2 direction compressive. Okay, so compressive load is applied as a 90 megapascal and 100 megapascal as a tensile load. Now from this equation we can calculate that maximum shear stress from the principal stress can be calculated as sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2. That we know that at the time of Mohr's circle, while you are going to draw Mohr's circle of this situation, you will come to this conclusion that tau is equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2. In this case, sigma 1 is plus 100 megapascal, sigma 2 is minus 90 megapascal. So minus why? Because it is compressive. So minus become plus. It will become 100 plus 90 by 2. That many megapascals will be the shear stress. So shear stress coming as a 95 megapascal. In case of principal stress, which is the biggest principal stress in this case? Highest principal stress?
Tensile.
That is 100, right? So according to our theory, this should not go beyond 120. Means our design is safe. Yes, sigma 1 is biggest and biggest principal stress is not going beyond the sigma y yield stress. Yes. So in case of principal stress, our component is safe. But while you are calculating shear stress, then also this theory is saying that your component is safe, because in this theory they have not talked any about the shear stress. Shear stress बद्दल ह्या theory मध्ये काही सांगितलेलं नाही. ही theory काय सांगते? प्रिन्सिपल स्ट्रेस हा सिग्मा वाय पेक्षा जास्त झाला नाही पाहिजे. पण मग त्या ऐकून मग मी हा लोड लावला आणि ह्या लोड मध्ये मला असं कळलं की शिअर स्ट्रेस तर जास्त होतोय अलाउएबल शिअर स्ट्रेस पेक्षा. मटेरियल ऑटोमॅटिक फेल होणार आहे का नाही? Whether it will get fail or not?
Yes, sir. Fail.
It will get fail, right? So here we can come to conclusion that in case of shear, where shear is important, in case of ductile materials, okay, in case of brittle material we can implement this theory. We can, I am not saying that it is safe to implement, but for ductile material it is absolutely not implemented. I'll repeat. First theory of failure, that is maximum principal stress theory, ही डक्टाईल मटेरियल साठी अजिबात चांगली नाही. तिथे तुम्हाला चुकीचे रिझल्ट मिळण्याची शक्यता 100% म्हणजे 50% जास्त आहे. त्यामुळे ती थिअरी डक्टाईल मटेरियल साठी वापरायची नाही. हा, आता ब्रिटल साठी इट विल गिव्ह सम व्हॉट क्लोजर रिझल्ट. त्यामुळे वापरायचीच नाही कोणालाच, पण वापरली तर ती ब्रिटल मटेरियल साठी तुम्ही वापरू शकता. गॉट इट? Are you getting me?
Yes.
Everybody has to take part. You can write your comment in chat box. If you have any query, or if you are agree with me, you have to write it into chat box. I expect that everybody is listening this lecture. Yeah, everybody is listening this lecture and you are curious about these theories. And you are listening it curiously. Yes, okay. Yes, right. Everybody. I expect that everybody, because this is very interesting point and important from GATE as well as competitive exams point of view. Forget about this university and all other exams. You may clear these exams. Okay. But beyond that, we have to think. And while you are actually working in company, that time also, these theories of failure are very, very helpful to you. Okay. Can we go further? Yes. So what we have discussed, these theories of failure are implemented for ductile material, which I have written here. It is not going to consider any type of shear stress, and it is only considering tensile and compressive stress, right? So that is written on this slide, which we have discussed right now. See, this is what actual picture of the square which we have drawn previously. Here sigma ut is used for the brittle material. In case of brittle material, they are more sustainable in case of compressive stresses. Okay, that's why you might be knowing that this all cement companies, they are giving their strength as a Virat compressive strength, right? Virat compressive strength means what? Actually, cements are more capable to take compressive load than tensile load. And that is what expected in case of structures. While you are going to build a multi-storage building, at that time, which type of load is coming at the bottom? Whether it is tensile load, or in case of buildings, which type of load is coming?
Compressive.
More is the compressive load. Forget about because of the earthquake and wind, other type of loads are also coming. That is bending load. Okay. Then bending is going to give rise to the tensile as well as compressive also. But more amount of compressive load is coming while you are going to consider any structure. Okay. So in that case, companies are blaming, or sorry, not blaming, they are giving their strengths as a that their cement is capable to take that compressive stress. And in case of brittle material, but when you are going to use the same cube, suppose, which is manufactured from the cement, same cube for the tensile loading, the tensile load which will be sustained by that cube will be less than the compressive load which that cube can sustain. That's why they are saying that without compressive strength. And that is what the property of cement, and that should be. So here you can see the actual picture. Okay, this just you have to see, and we should know that the tensile strength is less than the compressive strength of brittle materials. Okay, if it is over, then we'll move next and we'll see further theory of failure. That is the second theory of failure, which we are knowing it as a maximum shear stress theory. Okay, or principal shear stress theory also it is called as. So when you are going to consider this maximum shear stress theory, which is discovered by this Ghost and Tresca. Tresca was an Australian engineer, scientist, who has discovered this theory. This theory he has discovered while he was completing his master's. Okay. Later on, this Gross and Tresca, they have worked combinedly and they have written their statement, and further this theory has finished and now it is present in front of us. Okay. So what this theory says, if you are able to read the statement here, according to this theory, the failure of material occurs when the maximum principal shear stress. Okay. Here what he has implemented, maximum principal shear stress. In previous theory, it was only principal stress, maximum principal stress. He was talking about sigma 1 and sigma 2. That was discovered by Rankine. Okay, Rankine cycle you are knowing. That Rankine has discovered that theory. Okay. So in this case, it is considered as a maximum principal shear stress theory. Why they come to this conclusion? Because right now we have seen when the material is capable to sustain tensile load, it is not capable to sustain shear load. So these two scientists, they have considered failure criteria as a shear, not a tensile or compressive stress. That is, they have not considered principal stresses as a failure criteria. They have considered shear stress as a failure criteria. पहिल्या थेरीतला जो ड्रॉबॅक होता तो दुसऱ्या थेरी मध्ये आपण कन्सिडर केला, आणि तिथं बघूया आपण की आता ही थेरी फेल्युअरला सुटेबल होते का नाही. Got it? Okay. And this principal shear stress should not reaches to the maximum shear stress in simple tensile test at the elastic limit. म्हणजे काय की ज्यावेळेला आपण UTM वर एक सिंपल शियर स्ट्रेस काढतो किंवा UTM वर आपण टेन्साइल टेस्ट घेतो, त्या टेन्साइल टेस्टच्या निम्म म्हणजे त्या यील्ड स्ट्रेसच्या निम्म शियर स्ट्रेस असते, आणि त्या शियर स्ट्रेस पेक्षा जास्त मॅक्झिमम प्रिन्सिपल स्ट्रेस गेला नाही पाहिजे, तर तुमचं मटेरियल किंवा कंपोनंट सेफ आहे. To the previous slide. Just a minute. Okay, this is previous slide. So what it is saying, that if you are applying multi-axial load, जर तुम्ही multi-axial load लावला, X ला पण लावला, Y direction ला पण लावला, Z तात्पुरता आपण कन्सिडर करत नाही, आपण 2 डायमेन्शनल पर्यंतच जाऊ. ओके, जे ऍक्च्युअली थर्ड डायमेन्शन हॅज टू बी ऑल्सो कन्सिडर्ड, पण आपल्याला या थिअरीज ऑफ फेल्युअर 2 डायमेन्शन मध्ये पण क्लिअर होतात. त्यामुळे आपण थर्डला जात नाही, तिसऱ्या ऍक्सिसला 2 ऍक्सिस मध्ये आपण समजावून घेऊ. तिसरा घेतला तर अजून कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होतील. ओके, तर जर तुम्ही एखादा कॉम्पोनंट मल्टी ऍक्सियल लोडिंग मध्ये वापरला तर त्या कॉम्पोनंटवर येणारा शिअर स्ट्रेस जो आहे तो तुम्ही टेन्साइल टेस्ट जी कंडक्ट केले त्यातून येणाऱ्या शिअर स्ट्रेस पेक्षा कमी पाहिजे, तर तो कॉम्पोनंट सेफ आहे. What this theory is saying. Okay, now from a previous study, that is nothing but your prerequisite, that is SOM or AME subject, we know that when we are going to apply x and y directional forces on any component, then principal stresses are calculated as, this is sigma y, this is sigma x. Okay, if this type of loading you are implemented, then principal stresses are calculated as sigma 1 is equal to sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 plus under root sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 bracket square plus tau xy square. This is major principal stress, right? And minor principal stress is sigma 2, that is sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 minus same equation sigma x minus sigma 2 divided by 2 bracket square plus tau xy square. This is what is the theoretical formulae which we have calculated from Morse circle for principal stresses, right? हे बरोबर आहे? Anybody of you? Are you getting me what I am trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these principal stresses, once you have calculated, then we'll see actually what theory says and whether it is going to match with the practical results or not. Okay. According to this theory, how we can calculate maximum shear stress? When you are saying shear stress is maximum, at that time we have to take, that means in previous equation, that tau xy which you have calculated under root, okay, tau xy. For that you have to calculate these results. Okay, in that case we got the result that maximum shear stress is sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2. Okay, when we are going to consider biaxial stressing, this is sigma 1, this is sigma 2, in this case this sigma tau max may be difference between these two, because sigma x, sigma 1 and sigma 2 you might have applied as in one direction, that is tensile only, or you might have implemented sigma 1 as a tensile and sigma 2 as a compressive, right? Or you might have implemented sigma 1 as a compressive and sigma 2 also compressive, or sigma 2 as a tensile and sigma 1 as a compressive. Any condition can happen. In that case, this tau max may be equal to this maximum shear stress which we have to actually calculate is given by sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2, or this also can be written as a sigma 1 minus sigma 3 divided by 2, or sigma 2 minus sigma 3 divided by 2. Okay, but in this case we have considered only 2 axis loading or 2 axial stresses. So sigma 3 we have considered as a 0. That's why this equation will become sigma 1 by 2 or sigma 2 by 2. ह्या तिन्ही पैकी कुणीही एक मोठी असू शकते. That we have to calculate. Okay, and after calculation you will come to know that which stresses are more, which stress or shear stress is maximum. That maximum shear stress you have to compare with the shear stress which you are getting from the tensile test. I'll repeat once again. आता जे आपण दोन फॉर्म्युले बघितले, तो फर्स्ट प्रिन्सिपल स्ट्रेस, सेकंड प्रिन्सिपल स्ट्रेस आपण कॅल्क्युलेट केलाय. त्याच्यामध्ये आपण फक्त एक्स आणि वाय डायरेक्शनलाच लोडिंग कन्सिडर केलंय, जी डायरेक्शन आपण 0 धरलाय. त्यामुळे आपल्याला मिळणार दोन प्रिन्सिपल स्ट्रेस. ओके, त्याच्यापैकी आपल्याला मॅक्झिमम शियर स्ट्रेस कॅल्क्युलेट करायचा आहे. तर मॅक्झिमम शियर स्ट्रेस काय असू शकतो? सिग्मा 1 मायनस सिग्मा 2 डिवाइड बाय 2, किंवा ही व्हॅल्यू मॅक्झिमम असू शकते, किंवा सिग्मा 1 मायनस सिग्मा 3 डिवाइड बाय 2. ओके, किंवा सिग्मा 2 मायनस सिग्मा 3 डिवाइड बाय 2. आता आपण काय केलंय, सिग्मा 3 हा 0च म्हटलाय. या तिन्ही पैकी जी कुठली मॅक्झिमम येईल व्हॅल्यू, ती आलेली व्हॅल्यू आपण टेन्साइल टेस्ट कंडक्ट करून तिथं जो शियर स्ट्रेस कॅल्क्युलेट करतोय त्याच्याशी कंपेअर केली पाहिजे. ओके, ती जर आलेली मॅक्झिमम शियर स्ट्रेस व्हॅल्यू त्या टेन्साइल टेस्टच्या शियर स्ट्रेस पेक्षा कमी असेल तर आपला कंपोनंट सेफ आहे असं ही थिअरी म्हणते. एनी प्रॉब्लेम? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's check that what actually I want to say. For example, suppose sigma 1 is 60 megapascal, sigma 2 is 10 megapascal. So what we can get? Sigma 1 minus sigma 2, that is 60 minus 10 divided by 2 is 25. Getting? And next, tau max is equal to sigma 1 divided by 2, that is 60 by 2 is 30. Or tau max is equal to sigma 2 divided by 2. Sigma 2 is 10 divided by 2 is 5. So which is maximum? Sigma 1 divided by 2. This maximum should compare with the tensile test results. Okay, this value of maximum which has to be considered. In this case, this is coming as a maximum which we have to consider for the further calculations. Okay, next, if you take the next example, suppose in other case we take that 60 megapascal is applied as a positive, that is tensile, sigma 1 is 60 megapascal, and sigma 2 is applied 10 only but in compressive direction. So then which will be maximum? Again we will compare with our formulae, that is sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2. In this case it will become sigma 1 as a 60 plus 60, sigma 2 which we have to subtract, which is compressive, that's why minus will be taken. Okay, so minus minus will become plus. So this will become 60 plus 10 divided by 2, that is 35. Or sigma 1 by 2, that is 60 by 2 coming as a 30. Or sigma 2 by 2 coming as a minus 5. Which one is maximum?
35.
35 is maximum, right? So when you are getting 35 as a maximum, that stress you have to consider. Hope you understood what I am saying. Okay. Now for the simple tensile stress, Mohr circle coming as shown in this figure. How we are going to draw Mohr circle for simple tensile stress? Because it is applied in one direction only. That's why it will be towards one side of this vertical axis, sigma 2 axis. Sigma 1 is applied, okay? And you are going to draw one circle by considering radius equal to half of that applied stress. In this case, we have applied stress equal to sigma y. Sigma y, that is nothing but we have applied it up to the yield. So automatically the radius of circle will become sigma y by 2. That will be the maximum shear stress according to this Mohr circle. Okay. So maximum shear stress in simple tensile test is sigma y by 2. Okay. This value you have to compare with the value which we have calculated from the theory. What we have understood from the theory? If we have applied only compressive stresses, okay, then we are going to get this tau max as a minus sigma y by 2. First, we have seen for the tensile, that is sigma y by 2, because we have implemented only sigma y stresses, that is up to the yield stress. This here you can see. Okay. And in case of compressive, we have implemented it up to the yield. Then maximum shear stress we are going to get as a minus sigma y by 2. Okay. So both cases, in case of tensile, it is coming as a sigma y by 2. In case of compressive, it is coming as a minus sigma y by 2. These two results, which are coming from the simple tensile test, we have to compare with the results which were calculated from the theory. From theory, what we have calculated is that minus sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2, that is max. ही पण मॅक्झिमम होऊ शकते, ही मॅक्झिमम होऊ शकते किंवा थर्ड मॅक्झिमम होऊ शकते. ते आत्ताच आपण चेक केलंय. ते कशावर डिपेंड आहे? तुम्ही कुठल्या टाईपचं लोडिंग वापरता त्याच्यावर. मग ह्याचा अर्थ काय आहे की टेन्साईल मध्ये ह्या तिन्हीपैकी जी कुठली मॅक्झिमम असेल ती ह्या सिग्मा वाय बाय 2 पेक्षा कमी पाहिजे. राईट. कुठली ह्यापैकी येणार आहे? येट वी कॅन नॉट डिसाइड. सो विल कन्सिडर 3 of that equations. Are you getting me? So that is case for the tensile loading. When the loading is applied as a compressive, then it will become as a minus. Am I right? So here I am not going to show it. Here we will consider that while we are implementing it, it should be plus minus. Okay. इथं जर कन्सिडर केलं असेल तर काय करतोय मी? प्लस किंवा मायनस. प्लस कुठलं घ्यायचं? टेन्साईल लोडिंग मध्ये असेल तर. मायनस कुठलं घ्यायचं? कॉम्प्रेसिव्ह लोडिंग मध्ये असेल तर. ओके. पण ह्या आलेल्या टेन्साईल टेस्टच्या ज्या व्हॅल्यू आहेत प्लस किंवा मायनस सिग्मा वाय बाय 2, ह्या मॅक्झिमम शिअर स्ट्रेस पेक्षा कमी पाहिजे. मॅक्झिमम कुठली येऊ शकते? या तिन्हीपैकी कुठलीही येऊ शकते. आता आपण चेक केलं, तिन्हीपैकी कुठलीही येऊ शकते मॅक्झिमम. ओके. सध्या आपल्याला माहित नाही, त्यामुळे तिन्हीपैकी कुठलीही जी मॅक्झिमम येईल ती सिग्मा वाय बाय 2 पेक्षा कमी पाहिजे. जी मॅक्झिमम कमी येईल ते त्याच्यापेक्षा कमी असलेल्या ऑटोमॅटिक कमीच असणार आहेत. म्हणजे हे इक्वेशन, तिन्ही पण इक्वेशन सॅटिस्फाय होणारच आहेत. ओके. फर्स्ट केस जर आपण घेतली, दॅट इज नथिंग बट इन विच वी हॅव टेकन 60 minus 10 divided by 2. Okay. Where we have got it as a 25. 25 maximum आहे का? नाही. इथं आपण 60 divided by 2, which is coming as a value equal to 30. And third case मध्ये it has coming as a 5. Which is maximum? This 30 is maximum. ही मॅक्झिमम जर ह्या सिग्मा वाय बाय 2 पेक्षा कमी असेल तर ऑटोमॅटिकली ह्या दोन्ही पण कमीच आहेत ना. Getting me? So that's why any one which is coming as a maximum should be less than sigma y by 2. Then our result is same. Now here we are going to consider it for the tensile as a positive and for compressive as a negative. Tensile as a positive, compressive as a negative. Got it? Got it or not? Yes? Right. Okay. So further part, as our time is over. Okay. So we are going to stop here on this slide. We'll start our next lecture, that is last lecture, from this slide only. If you have any query up to last lecture, you can write down it, and you can check yourself. And if you have any query in that for understanding it, you can write it down and you can ask at the time of last lecture. Okay. Put your roll numbers. Everybody, those who are not listening, for them also I am requesting that put your roll numbers. If you are not writing your roll numbers in chat box, you will be considered as a absent